Hello everyone and welcome back to this Tech Talk. In this video, we will walk through how to create a template for our containers. If you have been following along with my videos so far, you will remember that we did the same thing for virtual machines earlier, and we can do it again for containers as well. So let's go ahead and get started. In the previous video, we walked through how to create containers, and you can see the container we created right here. And just like we did when creating the virtual machine template, I'm going to walk you through how to turn this container into a template. And generally, all you have to do is right click on it and then select convert to template, and then you're all done. Now, while it can be that simple, there's some preparation you want to do to your container before you turn it into a template, similar to how we did with the virtual machines in that video. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to SSH into this container, and here I am SSH'd in to my container as the sudo user that we created, since the root user doesn't have SSH permission to it. And the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that my container is fully updated. And I'm going to do that by running sudo apt update and then 2 $signs and sudo apt upgrade. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it the Y so it would do everything automatically for me. Press enter, put in my password, and there it goes. And that didn't take very long because if you remember in the last video, I updated the container as soon as we created it. And since in my situation all the updates are already cut up, I'm going to clear the screen so you can see a little bit better. And then I'm going to run sudo apt clean just to clean up the image a little bit. And there's not much there to do since it didn't run updates just then for me, but you may be in a different situation than that. I still always feel comfortable running that first though. And if you want to, you can also run sudo apt auto remove, and that didn't take very long either. And just like with the virtual machines, if we change directory into the etc SSH directory and do ls, you'll see that there's SSH host keys. And just like with the virtual machines, we want to clear those SSH host keys from the template that we're going to create. That way we don't create multiple containers with the same host key. And what we're going to do is we're going to run sudo rm ssh underscore host underscore star. And what that's going to do is it's going to remove anything that starts with ssh underscore host underscore. We'll run that command and then we'll do an ls again. And the ls command confirms that all the ssh host keys have been removed. Now at this point, be very careful to not disconnect from the SSH session, because without SSH host keys, you would not be able to connect again to this container via SSH, because SSH host keys are required for the SSH connection to take place. So now I'm going to clear the screen so you can see better. And the next thing we need to check is the machine ID. So I'm going to do /etc/machine ID. And as you can see, that's the machine ID for my container. And we're going to want to do exactly like we did for the virtual machines and clear out this machine ID from this file so that every container that we make from this container template does not have the same machine ID. Because similar to having similar SSH host keys, having the same machine ID can cause a lot of unpredictable problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run sudo truncate, do -s for size, I'm going to do 0, I'm going to do etc machine ID. And what that does is it actually empties out the machine ID file for me. So we'll press enter, and then I'll go up to my cat command again, and now the file is empty. And that's all that I'm personally going to do for this container in order to turn it into a template. So I'm going to run sudo power off and let the container shut down. I'm going to do sudo power off, and then that will let my container shut down. And back here in Proxmox, you can see that it is actually not running and the icon has turned gray and there's nothing in the console view. So now I am ready to go over to my container, right click on my container and go to convert to template, and then I'll click yes to convert to template. And if you watch over here, you'll actually see the icon change as it's being converted. And similar to this virtual machine template that looks like a piece of paper next to a computer monitor, we now have a piece of paper that looks like it's beside a box. And that's our container template. So now we have a template that we can create containers with. So I'm going to right click on it, I'm going to go to clone, and I'm going to leave the container ID as 105. I'm going to change this to a full clone. I'm going to name this container web server-ct-1. I'm going to go to target storage, I'm going to choose local LVM. That should be enough for this container. So I'll click clone, and you can see the container being made up here. And then now that that one's been made, I'm going to right click on the template again. I'm going to do clone. I'm going to leave the container ID the default that it comes up with, which is the next number 106. I'm going to do a similar host name, but this time it's going to be web server-container-2. I'm going to change this to a full clone, and I'm going to choose the local LVM for storage, and then I'm going to click clone. And now that I have two containers that are clones of the template, I'm going to right click on them, I'm going to go start, and then I'll sit here on the console so I can watch them come online. And similar to the containers earlier in the previous video, they just start up on their own. There's no long detailed process of the command line for them. So I'm going to log in, and so as you see, it carried over my ITST user and my ITST password. So we successfully created a container container template, and we successfully cloned 2 containers from that container template. But there's one more thing we need to do to make sure our containers are okay, and we need to go to the command line for this. And here at the command line right now, if I try to SSH into the containers, I'll get a connection refused message. So Cloud.net has not created new SSH host keys yet. And to fix that, what I need to do is I need to go to my Proxmox server's web interface. And the reason why this didn't work is because Cloud.net does not officially support containers. So we'll have to reset the SSH host keys manually. So we'll change directory to etc/ssh, do ls, and as you can see, there's no SSH host keys right now. So what we need to do to reconfigure the SSH host keys is run sudo dpkg for dpackage-reconfigure, and then the package name, which is openssh-server, and then press enter. I'm going to ask for a password, and then you'll see it manually reconfigure the SSH host keys. And I will post this command in the description of this video below, so you don't have to worry about copying it from the screen. And so now I'm going to run this real quick on the other container, and according to the output, it's successfully reconfigured the SSH host keys. Now I will return to my terminal, and I'll try to SSH into web server container 2 first, and it's going to ask if I'm sure, and then my password. I successfully SSH'd into container 2 this time, so now I'll try container 1 real quick. For container 1, it's going to ask if I'm sure again, type yes, my password, and I am successfully in container 1. And we successfully created 2 containers from our container template. And even though we had to manually go in and set new SSH host keys, it still was a little bit faster and a little bit easier than creating a container from scratch. And again, you can do more customization than I did to your template and carry over any type of aliases or script that you may have that you want on every machine you go into, and just personalize the template in whatever way you want to from here. Now, there are multiple different ways that you could automate resetting SSH host keys, but that's beyond the scope of what I'm going to get into in this video series here. If you, however, have done that and have any experience doing that, then leave a comment down below telling us how you did that, what process you used to automate your SSH host keys being redeveloped every time you create a container or a virtual machine. If you made it to the end of this video, I thank you so much for joining me and for viewing this video. If you found it entertaining, please hit that like button because it helps this channel grow. In my next Proxmox video, I'm going to get into some user management features that's available in Proxmox, both from the command line and from the graphical user interface. If you want to be alerted as soon as that video comes out, please hit the subscribe button down below and you will receive a notification from YouTube when I've posted that video. And I will see everybody in the next video. Have a good one.